Hi everyone, here's how a Korean, second-year undergrad pharmacy student spends his time during spring break. First thing in the morning, I weighed myself and recorded on Google Sheets, as I'm currently performing a lean cut. Currently I'm weighing around 140 pounds and trying to lose 0.4 to 0.6 pounds per week. After my weigh-in, I walked over to the bathroom and got ready to prepare and eat my first meal of the day. For breakfast, I cut up some apples, made peanut butter from a powdered peanut butter called PB2, which is much less in calories and tastes pretty similar to the real thing. For some additional protein, I added a pouch of Alaskan tuna, which is really useful as it's readily accessible. For my scrambled eggs, I do a 2-to-1 ratio of egg white to egg yolk to make it less caloric and more protein dense. Bagels went into a mini oven at 350 on brown toast mode because I really like crunchy bagels that some would consider burnt. The macros for meal 1 are 643 calories, 92 gram carbs, 12 gram fats, and 48 grams of protein. My first meal is usually a healthier version of American breakfast because it's something I can get ready really quickly so I can start my day. After the meal, I did some editing and personal work before I got started to cook my second meal. It consisted of 1 boiled chicken breast, 2 baked Korean sweet potatoes, which I popped in the microwave, and a bit of sriracha on the side. I actually prefer to eat sweet potatoes than rice because it's more nutrient dense and it's more satiating. I also snacked on some almonds to fill that small void of hunger after a meal. The macros for meal 2 are 775 calories, 81 grams of carbs, 18 grams fats, and 37 grams of protein. And this is essentially my pre-workout meal, so that's why most of my calories came from carbs. I try to not sit down for at least 15 minutes after lunch, so I did some dishes to pass the time. I was planning on eating sweet potatoes at dinner as well, but not enough was left, so I had to do another batch. I properly cleaned the dirt off and scrubbed it like I was at a Korean sauna. It seriously is a workout. I poked some holes to speed up the cooking process and slid them into an oven to bake at 400 degrees Celsius for just about an hour. Once they were fully baked, I transferred the sweet potatoes and ignored how hot they were to continue my training to become a temperature-resistant Korean parent in the near future. After prepping for dinner, I head out for the gym, and although I didn't record it, it started to rain like crazy after I left my house, and I kinda got drenched. But nevertheless, I made it to my local LA Fitness. Today's split was back, bi, and abs, and all exercises were 3 sets for 12 reps. Started with lat pull downs to target my lats and lower back. This is my favorite exercise as I get a very tight contraction on the way up, and working lats just feels good for me. Next I moved on to the lever seated rows, and I feel like I really worked out both sides of my back compared to when I did dual handle, as one side wasn't doing more work than other, and I didn't feel like I was having to force the reps. To do arms, I went to an enclosed room which ended up being a room only allowed for people doing personal training. So I had to leave, but not before doing some barbell curls and seated incline kettlebell curls, because I couldn't find any 15-pound dumbbells. I'm serious, I actually couldn't find any. The final and personally the most intense part of the workout was abs. I started with hanging leg raises, really trying to control my legs on the way down. Like I mentioned, I tried. I did some ab crunches to wrap up and walked on 7 incline on 3 speed while listening to a podcast I've been recently enjoying called Ear Biscuits by Good Mythical Morning. My protein powder of choice is extreme milk chocolate from whey protein because it tastes good in water and doesn't have a weird aftertaste like most protein powders do. After the gym, I prepped my 4th meal consisting of frozen blueberries, a banana, and Greek yogurt, which I hand blended. Dinner had some greens as I ate 1 avocado, broccoli, and again chicken breast, sweet potato with sriracha on the side. Said a quick prayer and gobbled down some food. And if you work out, you know that the meal post-workout tastes good no matter what you eat. Also, the reason I try to eat a limited variety of foods is because it's cheaper to buy in bulk and it's easier to prepare meals. The macros for the 3rd meal, including the post-workout protein shake, were 713 calories, 65 grams of carbs, 18 grams fats, and 54 grams of protein. Following procrastinating to take a shower, I ate my Greek yogurt fruit smoothie while watching a Netflix show called Hospital Playlist. This is something you should watch if you like medical dramas with twists. Something I noticed while starting to make videos on this channel is that breaking away from the norm of everyday life by trying new things, regardless of the results, has helped me to not burn out from the studies of college, and has given me new enjoyment and motivation to carry on my everyday life. So if you feel like you're really stuck in an endless cycle of studying and tests in college, you should know that it's personally okay that you don't love 100% every single day, and it's better to maintain longevity even if it takes longer, as being overstressed will cause more setbacks, costing you more time. So I'd really urge that you make sure you're including things that you're passionate about, as maybe you could thrive in a better environment, and who knows, maybe you'll be more successful in it than your current academics. But again, there's no guarantees. And this is where I'm going to stop myself from ranting on for another hour and give you the macros for the fourth meal. It's going to be 259 calories, 48 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fat, and 19 grams of protein. I try to keep the last meal of the day as low calorie and use it to hit my macro goals if I haven't achieved it already. I eat this meal around 7 p.m. because I don't eat after 8 p.m. and I walk for 30 minutes at my apartment gym to fill out the rest of my steps and help digest the food. And here's my daily activity measure for my phone. And I'm walking at least 10,000 steps a day to aid the lean cut process and just to burn a little excess calories. After I got back from my light walk, I spent some time doing busy work. Thought about doing schoolwork, but I felt I needed a few days off thinking about my academics and decided to reward myself with endless hours of binging on YouTube. Of course, binging might not be the most healthy habit, but sometimes you do need to give yourself that mental break so you can go back on track. To recap the macros of my day, I had 2,391 calories, 281 grams of carbs, 49 grams of fats, and 159 grams of protein. Now that I'm back home, I really realized the importance of my parents and how comfortable they made it for me to go about my everyday. And I want to say a big thank you. And if you can, you should do it for your parents as well. With that said, there's no time to be wasted.